Who is Luca? Ever since Emily Briggs was young, she dreamed to be in the world of fashion. Eventually, she followed her dreams and became a famous supermodel. She was even considered to be one of the most beautiful women in the world. Emily lived a very lavish and promiscuous lifestyle. While it seemed that Emily's life was near perfect, she was considered to be very arrogant and unfriendly. One night, everything would change for Emily after a one-night stand. She was seduced and bitten by a man who was actually a vampire. After she was bitten, her body was thrown into a junkyard. The next day, Emily awoke feeling much different than before. The sun was blinding to her, she could no longer eat without feeling sick, and she now had a lust for human blood. Due to her being unable to be photographed, she retired from the world of modeling. Emily began to miss her previous life, so she opened up her own modeling agency named Luca. Emily had a new outlook on life and sought to protect other models from living a life as she once had. While acting as a manager in her modeling agency, Emily began to use her power to protect her models from the evils found in the fashion world. While Emily is not considered evil, she still requires human blood to survive. Her victims are mostly corrupt people or criminals within the fashion world and at times, even other vampires. Emily would eventually join a team of outcast heroes known as the Outsiders and seek out justice in the fashion world. Our story begins in Gotham City. Emily Briggs was a shy bank teller who lived a quiet life with her husband. She wasn't very confident, and often wished that she was more beautiful. Emily's life was forever changed one day as she was kidnapped. Sometime later, she awoke in confusion and found herself held captive in a foreign country. Her kidnappers were revealed to be people from a mysterious underground civilization known as Abyssia. Soon the Outsiders heard of this abduction and they set out to rescue Emily. After a battle with the people of Abyssia, it was revealed that Emily was abducted because she was a descendant of the royal bloodline and heritage of Abyssia. The people of Abyssia lived in a hidden location within Switzerland. In 2000 BC, a massive comet struck the land and gave them unique abilities. They now had the power of telepathy and the ability to produce very powerful energy blasts from their eyes. After their purpose was explained, Emily was then offered to be transformed into her true form, which would give her powers and unmatched beauty. Emily was immediately intrigued but feared how her husband would take her transformation. After some time, she agreed to this procedure. Emily emerged with a new beautiful appearance and now had powerful abilities. With her new appearance, Emily soon became known as Loka. After leaving Abyssia, Emily returned to her husband. Emily's husband was shocked but accepted her new appearance. She continued to help the outsiders on occasion and became more powerful with every encounter. After successfully defeating the Masters of Disaster, she freed the outsiders and was welcomed into their ranks. Now Emily was considered incredibly beautiful and a powerful hero, and this began to change her personality. She became obsessed with fashion and her new looks. She also became much more sensual and aggressive than her former self. This all left her husband very uncomfortable with their marriage, quickly realizing this wasn't the same girl he had married. As her time with the outsiders continued, she began to experience trouble with some of the team members, and even had an affair with the hero known as Geo-force. Sometime later, the land of Markovia was overtaken by vampires, and Emily's life would never be the same. With the help of the outsiders, Emily and Geo-force took charge to end this threat. Near the end of the battle, Luca was confronted by the leader of these vampires. He was known as Roderick. Luca is quickly overwhelmed with Roderick's power and was transformed into a vampire. Sometime later, Luca took a dark turn in her life and was even considered to be evil. Due to her metahuman abilities, Emily was able to bypass some of the traditional vampiric weaknesses such as resistance to sunlight. She would follow Roderick's demented guidance and even became known as his bride. Emily's life continued to become more difficult as her marriage soon fell apart. She was served with divorce papers and was now living under the vampiric curse. Emily soon decided to stop her newfound life of evil and return to her fight for justice. While Luca is considered to be a hero, she still needs to drink human blood to survive. Luca is known to have no connection to the world of vampires and is actually thought to kill them on occasion. Luca continues her life as a vampire and occasionally helps other heroes in need, including her old team, the Outsiders. With her mystical powers from her heritage, Luca is capable of a very deadly blast of energy and is considered to be one of the most powerful psychics in the world. In addition, she has all of the physiology of a vampire, which makes Luca truly unique and incredibly powerful. Please like this video and subscribe for more unknown comic origins.